Today, the Vietnam Real Estate Association, in collaboration with Capital House, is hosting a workshop about the importance of green buildings in affordable housing segment. Energy saving is fast becoming an important trend around the world, with visible steps towards reducing energy costs in buildings being achieved. This topic is being discussed by experts and real estate authorities at this workshop, with the participation of many embassies, international organizations and leading experts in the fields of real estate and construction. At the workshop, Mr. Chang Ngop Quang, the General Secretary of the Vietnam National Real Estate Association, said that Vietnam is ranked 7th on the most endangered countries that will be badly affected by climate changes. Therefore, it is necessary to create awareness to managers, development entrepreneurs, and the community on green buildings which save and use recycled energies. Through applying synthetic architectural solutions, architecture designs, strong energy management, and the use of proper construction materials, developers can save around 20 to 40% power. The most noticeable impact can be seen through the consumption of energy from lighting systems, air conditioning, and ventilation systems. Many companies based in Australia, France, and Singapore are establishing representative offices in Vietnam, as they can envision the potential in the market, especially because most local architects have not been sufficiently trained in designing green projects. In fact, many green projects are being done by foreign architects such as Ecolife Capital by Capital House. According to Mr. Chang Nhu Chung, Deputy Director of Capital House, low and average cost houses consume the most energy. Applying green solutions to this housing segment will create sustainable communities. It will protect the environment, and the most foreseen benefit of this application is a reduction in energy bills and other energy costs. An apparent fact in that housing development firms should not spontaneously develop green projects without direction and support from the state. Therefore, one of the solutions being applied is the investing in energy-saving costs and solutions for the construction of buildings.
I'm Gregers Reimann, originally from Denmark, but I've been living and working in Southeast Asia for the last 11 years as a green building consultant.
You're very good, and you're based in Malaysia, correct?
I'm based in Malaysia,
and
yes.
What has been your connection to coming to Vietnam and doing this presentation today?
My connection is that the founder of my company was working in Vietnam for 2-3 years, and through him I had the pleasure of showing around some people from the Ministry of Construction 2 weeks ago in Malaysia, showing some of our energy efficient buildings there.
And 2 weeks ago they said, we need you in Vietnam.
Yes.
Okay. And how do you think the event has gone today?
I think it's been very good, definitely.
Yeah, I think it's a very important message, and I think what I was just discussing with previous is the misconceptions about the costs and the benefits that come with becoming more eco-friendly.
Yes.
Obviously, the world is sort of changing its focus. That it's very important. Can you just sort of share what you spoke about in your presentation today?
Yes, definitely. I think several of the speakers, including the Vice Deputy from the Ministry of Construction, said that you need to do more green buildings. And some of the other speakers also talked about costs, the same as me. And there's a big misconception that when you do a green building, it's going to be expensive. The opposite is actually the case.
So the long term.
Yeah, and even not that long term. So the payback time is about 3 years. So the title of my talk was "Expensive Not to Be Energy Efficient."
I saw the conclusion.
Yes.
Yeah, get a hat.
Yes.
Get a rice hat. I really thought it was clever. Very well done.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I think the message was really brought across. Is there anything you would like to say finally, just to say in terms of the conclusion, besides just being the expense of not to go energy efficient?
I would say, it's definitely inexpensive to be energy efficient. But in this conference and in many discussions, you just look at the energy bills, the water bills. The biggest benefit, also cost-wise, actually, is that you improve the quality of the buildings and the well-being of people in the buildings. This is difficult to exactly pinpoint the economic benefit, but you basically have people who lead more healthy lives, have a higher well-being, are less sick, are more productive at work. And
Quality of life at the end of the day.
and this is actually really, I mean, if you factor that in, if you try to put a price tag on that,
Yeah.
then the payback time is super short.
And how familiar are you with the Vietnamese real estate market?
I'm not terribly familiar. I've been to Vietnam several times, but mostly as a tourist. Went here on a company trip with the entire company last year to study Hoi An and very nice cityscape there. But
What's your perception coming here now, this time around, looking at all the development that's happening around?
well, I think this is quite typical of a lot of Asian cities where you see a big migration from the rural areas into the urban centers, and it's sort of a little bit chaotic, and that's why I think it's
What's
such
the biggest challenge regarding that? I mean, when you want to bring this message across to people?
well, it's really this misperception that going green or being energy efficient is expensive. And what we have seen is if you do it right, the price tag on the initial construction cost is about 1 to 3%. Once you introduce solar panels, okay, that our most expensive building has been 6% extra.
Okay.
But that's still not very much.
It's not a lot. From this workshop, the authorities and real estate developers have identified the importance of building and showing green architecture solutions in the affordable housing segment, as opposed to just applying these standards to luxury projects around Vietnam, thus improving the quality of life for all Vietnam's urban residents.